All right, it's a very special Thanksgiving edition of If 49er Content Creators Were Food, what kind of food would they be? It's a special Thanksgiving edition. Let's start with David Lombardi. David Lombardi is turkey breast. He is turkey breast because it looks delicious, especially when they're carving into it, right? It looks amazing. Same with David Lombardi. He's got beautiful thumbnails. He's got great video quality, excellent lighting. A little dry. Just like turkey breast for me, it's a little dry. Looks great, little dry. David Lombardi is turkey breast. Next up, Larry Krueger. Larry Krueger is mac and cheese. He's almost always pretty good. Rarely ever bad, just like mac and cheese. When have you ever had like terrible mac and cheese? Even those microwavable mac and cheese are pretty good, right? The only time for me Larry Krueger is unconsumable is when he does a show with Coach. For me, Larry Krueger and Coach are like mac and cheese from like Chuck Chansey Gold Resort buffet. It's been out there for a couple of days. The consistency is a little bit off, but by and large, Larry Krueger is solid. Larry Krueger is mac and cheese. Guy Haberman is like a bread roll. Nobody going to Thanksgiving is like, oh my God, I can't wait to eat some bread. But we all like it, right? Like we all like bread. Nobody's gonna turn down a bread roll like, hey, you want a piece of bread? Yeah, of course I want a piece of bread. Except for the gluten-free people, which by the way, the gluten-free people,
formally is called celiac disease. It affects between 1% and 2% of Western populations, and there is a potential, though a very small one, for non-celiac gluten sensitivity to be real. Now, so far as I know, none of the larger studies have ever caught this. And a few of the larger, more well-controlled studies have actually showed that most of the people, if not all, that think they have non-celiac gluten sensitivity actually don't.
But yeah, Guy Haberman is like a bread roll. It may not be the first thing I eat off my plate. I may eat other things first. Same with Guy Haberman on YouTube. When they have all these recommendations, I might click Colin Cowherd first. I might watch what Nick Wright has to say. But I will eventually get to Guy Haberman. Guy Haberman is a bread roll. Okay, I really have to go to the bathroom. I'm on the new version of Ozempic. It's not called Ozempic. It's supposed to be 2 or 3 times more effective than Ozempic, but it's still in clinical trials. It does come with side effects, which has come on suddenly. So let's make this quick. Brad Graham, SF9ers. To me, Brad Graham, SF9ers is like stuffing. Because I'm always going to put stuffing on my plate, right? Like I'm always happy to see stuffing. I always put some on my plate. Am I necessarily going to eat all of it? No. Same with Brad Graham. His thumbnails tell me everything I need to know. Steve Young said this. Kyle Shanahan said that. Debo clapped back. So there's really no reason for me to click. If I do click, I'll just fast forward to the thing and then I'm done. Same thing with stuffing. I'll take a little bite and usually that'll suffice for me. So Brad Graham is like stuffing. He also blocked me on Blue Sky. Brad Graham blocked me on Blue Sky. Rude. I don't understand why he wants to miss out on my great insight, but his loss. That's your loss, Brad. Your loss. Raj. You guys know Raj? He regularly appears on the Larry Krueger show. I like Raj. Raj to me is gravy. He is not a dish unto himself, but he complements and improves other dishes. For me, Raj is gravy. Jesse Naylor. Jesse Naylor to me is like your uncle's wife's casserole. People are clearly consuming it. It must be pretty good, right? Because people are clearly consuming it. But I don't know if it's for me. They're like, hey, you want some? Like, I'll get some later. No, it's good. You should try. No, I'll get. Yeah, I will later. I'll get some. Don't worry, I'll get some later. But I never actually do. Same with Jesse. I see his thumbnails everywhere. People are clearly watching his stuff. Sometimes he's got his head in his hands to convey like disappointment with the 49ers or exasperation, perhaps. Other times he's like screaming or something in the thumbnail. And I always think, should I watch this? Like, I don't know. I'll watch it later. But I never actually do. The great Grant Cohn. I don't know. What Thanksgiving food has 0 nutritional value and no redeeming qualities? That would be great. I guess we could say Grant Cohn is like those bulk plastic containers of candy cane, like Kirkland or Costco brand. Yeah, because they're just terrible for you, but I see a lot of dumb people consuming it. So Grant Cohn is one of those bulk plastic containers of candy canes. Ryan Hensley, he's like leftover Halloween candy. Rob Stats Guerrera, Gold Standard Network. For me, he's not really a food per se. Rob isn't a food per se so much as he is like a pop-up ad, a constant pop-up ad for Black Friday, trying to get you to spend money. Because he's like, hey, leave a like, and you leave a like. And then he's like, leave a comment, and you leave a comment. Become a member plus, get these special perks, get these custom emojis. Like, dude, hold on a second. Can I at least pay for my utilities first? Can I take my dog to the vet first, dude? Before you ask me for more, just chill out for a second. Jesus Christ. Matt Maiocco is mashed potatoes. He's just a solid staple of Thanksgiving. Nobody's super excited for mashed potatoes, but when you see it, you're like, oh, it's mashed potatoes. Oh, it's Matt. Let me just plop a bunch of Matt on my plate. Right? That's Matt. Everybody likes Matt. Locked On 49ers with Brian Peacock and Eric Crocker. To me, they're very solid. They're like ham. They're like Thanksgiving, Christmas ham. Maybe a little too much salt, but it's got a lot of protein, decent nutritional profile, tastes pretty good, right? That's Locked On 49ers to me. Just a solid show. Brian Peacock is a good host. Eric Crocker always brings unique insights. Nick, whenever he's the guest, I always enjoy Nick. So, Locked On 49ers is very solid. Now, Damon Bruce, I do not mean any offense by this. Okay, I'm around Damon Bruce's age. Larry Krueger is around, but he does feel like he is from another time, and it has nothing to do with age. I'm Damon Bruce's age. Larry Krueger is Damon Bruce's age, but he feels like he's from. He's got a very 1970s cookbook feel about him. When I'm watching Damon Bruce, it feels very much like a 1970s cookbook. He reminds me of Steak Diane. You know Steak Diane? Damon Bruce reminds me of Steak Diane. But if we're talking Thanksgiving foods, for me, Damon Bruce is candied yams. Like, what is this, dude? Like, how are we still eating this in 2024? Are you serious right now? This makes no sense. This makes no sense in 2024. Not pumpkin pie, not Reese's peanut butter cups. You're gonna go with yams? What?